Today I'm going to show you how I draw with colored pencils. I'm using a Strathmore mixed media sketchbook and Prisma colored pencils. To sketch, I just use a regular Papermate pencil. When I sketch a portrait, I like to start with an oval shape. After that, I like to use hard edges to create the shape of the head. I try to be really fluid with my pencil strokes and just kind of map out where I want things to be. It really does not have to be perfect. When I do my initial sketches, they're always really messy. I've had teachers tell me that my drawings look like chicken scratch because of how messily I draw. But I think in the end, it doesn't really matter because I color it all in anyways. After I have the head shape down, I like to map out the hair. And when I'm doing that, I like to think about the hair as big shapes instead of individual strands of hair. Mapping out with bigger shapes is always really helpful, and lines, hard edges, things like that. Now I'm just mapping out where my facial features are gonna go and adding some more hair. I usually start with the nose. It makes placement of other things easier. The nose is the center of the face, so it just really helps with placement. Then I map out where the lips are gonna go, and y'all, I had some trouble with that, I'm not gonna lie. I could not for the life of me decide if I wanted the mouth to be slightly open, smiling, or not. So throughout this video, I changed that quite a bit. After I map out the lips, I go in and I map out the eyes. My camera stopped recording for the next part, so it kind of just skips right to the eye part. I really like to experiment with character design, so I had this idea for a heart eye patch wearing person who lives in like a futuristic setting maybe. I don't know, I've got a lot of ideas for this character, but the main thing was I really wanted them to have a heart eye patch. Sometimes I like to map out where my shadows are going to be with my pencil before I go in with color. It kind of just helps me get a feel for what the overall tone is going to be. Okay, now the fun part, yay! For the skin tone, I'm starting with a light wash of my pink color. I'm using Prisma colors for this video. I'm kind of obsessed with Prisma colors. They're the only pencils I use. Hashtag not spons. I don't know, maybe one day. That's kind of the goal, I'm not gonna lie, to be sponsored by Prisma color. But anyways, yeah, so just go over the whole thing with your pink colored pencil. I'm starting with a pink color because I want this character to have more of a rosy undertone to their skin. I like to build up my color, starting from lightest to darkest, so I start adding some shadows with my pink color. This is more just mapping out where the shadows are gonna go than darkening the shadows. Now I go in with my true blue colored pencil and I start accentuating all of those shadows that I started mapping out with the pink. When you're adding shadows, try to think about the high points and the low points of the face. High points being bridge of the nose, cupid's bow, chin, forehead, stuff like that, cheekbones. Low points being bottom of the nose, eye sockets, top lip, stuff like that. Now I'm going in with my mulberry pink color, and I'm just outlining some of the details in this color. I think this color really brings my drawings to life. I really love this color. I like to even give some features a wash with this mulberry color. It really adds to it. Then I use my poppy red colored pencil to add some warmth to this drawing. This red is more of an orangey toned red, so it contrasts really nicely with the blue that I used. I like to use contrasting colors a lot in my work. I feel like it adds a lot of depth. Now I'm going back in with my mulberry color and outlining the hair because I decided this is the color I want the hair. Using violet blue, I start to outline all the darkest points of the face. I don't really like to use the black colored pencil in my work most of the time, so I substitute it for the violet blue.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
After I darken up the shadows, I start blending with my white colored pencil. This is kind of what makes my drawings look how they look. I use my white colored pencil in circular motions with a lot of pressure, like so much pressure on the paper that my hand hurts. Not to say you should work until your hand hurts, but use as much pressure as you can. You see how that just blends it all the way so that it just becomes like super smooth? I seriously feel like I blend forever. It is most of my process. I go back in with my violet blue and darken up the lines that were lost to the blending. My process is all about building up the color. Now I start on the eyes. When I'm drawing eyes, I don't like to start with a white base, so I'll usually use some blue and blend that out. This character has a lot of blues and purples going on, so I wanted to contrast it with some yellowy red eyes. I started with my pure orange, and I'm now going over that with my mulberry color again. Mulberry and violet blue really are my most used colored pencils besides my white colored pencils. I like to use violet blue for the pupil and kind of just darken up the shadows of the eyes. I blend that all with white and then use my white jelly roll pen for highlights. I'm really overeager, so I end up doing highlights pretty early on in my process. I kind of gotta learn to not do that. I started coloring the eye patch, but my camera cut out, so here's me finishing coloring in the eye patch. I wanted the eye patch to be fun and colorful because I feel like this character is a very fun-loving and colorful person themselves. Now I'm starting on the hair. I really wanted this character to have bright pink hair, so that's what I ended up doing. I used this reddish pink color. I actually don't know the name of this color. The name rubbed off, that's how much I've used this one too. But I just kind of use sweeping motions to do a light wash of this color. When I draw hair, I usually do a full wash of color first and then go in and do shading. I added a few more colors to the hair like violet blue and my mulberry color, and then I blend that all together using the same method as I did for the face. I decided to use some green for some final touches of color. Green is on the opposite side of the color wheel from red, so it kind of brightened up and added some depth to this drawing. I wanted to add even more depth, so I ended up using my black colored pencil, but super lightly. And mostly just for small outlines. I didn't want to go crazy with the black outlining. I went back in and touched up the highlights with my Jelly Roll pen. And that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough of my process. It would mean a lot if you subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.